For the final math lecture, we are going to talk a little bit about very basic algebra. All I'm going to do is addition slash subtraction or multiplication slash division. So this is not going to be the most complicated algebra possible, but I do believe that a little bit of algebra is necessary in order to do any sort of calculations in physics, despite the fact that this course does not have an algebra prereq. So what I'm going to do is just talk about why we use algebra. Sometimes we want to know what we want to know isn't neatly set up on one side of the equal sign. So we have the equation F equals ma, which will gives you the relationship between F, A, and M, where F is force, mass is M, and A is acceleration. So what if you want to know acceleration instead? How do you deal with that? All that this tells you how to do is solve for F. So algebra is a tool which allows us to isolate variables and find their values as functions of what we know or can control. So basically, it changes the independent and the dependent variable. So to do algebra, the very basic steps are just set up the equation relating to your variables, choose the variable you want to solve for, isolate the variable by undoing everything on its side of the equal sign. Addition slash subtraction undoes subtraction slash addition, and multiplication slash division undoes division slash multiplication. There are also other functions which undo other functions. For example, a logarithm undoes an exponent, and a arc sine undoes a sine, but we're not going to worry about it. We're just doing very, very basic algebra in this class. So you can do anything to an equation as long as you do it to both sides of the equal sign. For example, if you have solved the equation x equals 5 and subtract 3 from both sides, the equation would still be true. So x equals 5 goes to x minus 3 equals 5 minus 3. So x minus 3 equals 2. So 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. So this is true. So this is true. So that means that you can use algebra to isolate or to change your variables. So for multiplication slash division, we have f equals ma, solve for a. So because a is multiplied by m, we have to divide by m. So f divided by m equals ma divided by m, which is a times m divided by m, because any number divided by itself is 1, which is just going to be equal to a. So f over m is equal to a, or a is equal to f over m. Not too difficult, right? So on the other side for division, we have n equals c divided by v. So c is divided by v. In order to isolate c, you have to undo the division and multiply by v on both sides. So you take n times v equals c divided by v times v equals c times v over v equals c times 1 equals c. So n times v is equal to c. So this is the definition of the index of refraction is equal to the speed of light over in a vacuum divided by the speed of light going through some material. So it's different for all materials, and what I wanted to do last semester that I wasn't able to, and is thus the reason that I'm including this brief overview of algebra, is to isolate v and be able to tell what velocity is given the index of refraction and the speed of light in the vacuum. So addition slash subtraction problems. So if E minus W equals HF and you solve for E, then you want, which is the definition of a photoelectrically charged or photoelectrically excited energy of an electron, I believe. So W is subtracted from E. In order to isolate E, we have to undo this subtraction and add W on both sides of the equal sign. So E minus W plus W equals HF plus W. You put W on both sides of the equal sign, and it's going to be the same, and it holds true. So E plus W minus W equals E, which is equal to HF plus W. So how about both? So if E equals HF plus W, solve for F. So what we are doing here is, I think, much more complicated than anything that I will ask you to do, but it is something that I might do myself when deriving something in the lecture. So I want you to be able to do it. So or I want you to be able to look at this rather. So because f is both multiplied by something and divided by and add something added to it, we will have to divide on both sides and subtract on both sides. It doesn't matter what order you do this in, but it is important that you do both steps. So if we subtract first, we have E minus W equals HF plus W minus W equals HF. So HF is equal to E minus W. So if we then divide, we have HF divided by H, which is going to end up being F, is equal to E minus W divided by H. So you have to divide the entire thing on the other side of the equal sign divided by H. Instead of just dividing by E by H or W by H, you divide E minus W divided by H. So frequency ends up being E minus W divided by H. All right, thank you very much.